The other day, my relative asked me about his taxes. He filed his taxes and he thought he owed taxes, but then the IRS corrected him and actually gave him a refund. So I don't know if this has ever happened to you. The opposite happened to me. They wanted more money, but to my surprise, they might actually help and give you more money. So what happened? He filed his taxes in 2018, and it said he owed a few $100s. Thought nothing of it because wrote the check, but after a few weeks, he received a letter. In that letter, it said that there was a mistake done in the standard deduction, and that after they corrected the standard deduction, they actually owed my relative a few $100s. So that's the surprising thing. I looked over his tax forms and tried to see what was wrong, and so any of you can surmise he did all the math correct for the most part. Also, the last thing they mentioned was that the refund would be sent to him in 3 to 6 weeks, or more than 3 weeks. They sent back the check, so he disposed of the check that he sent over for the tax payment. So I found out recently that if you're over 65, you can add to your standard deduction. Also, if you're blind, it's one of the first things that you fill out in your IRS form. It says standard deduction. Were you born before this date, and also were you blind? And so finally, I think this website that I found explains it best. But for the most part, if you're a single or head of a household, you can claim, I think, an addition of $1,600 to your standard deduction. Whereas if you're married, each person can only claim an additional $1,300. So if both you and your wife are over 65, you can claim an additional $2,600 to your standard deduction. So surprising, right? I never knew about this. I just never knew. But then again, I'm not a tax person. I'm just a regular person. So I wonder if anyone else has had this issue. Let me know.